so amazing. You see how they playing. Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. So, when it comes to defending or having Caitlin Clark back, we already witnessed that from last year that truly nobody really had her back, especially when it comes to speaking out for things or talking or even, kind of like being there for her. But make no mistake, this new group of Fevers players definitely now working towards something special. And one particular outspoken person has made it on record and continually to speak out on the behalf of Caitlin Clark and what she brings to the table. Now, we're not talking about the media. We talk about players. And the thing about it is that there's one player, and it's her newly required teammate, Sophie Cunningham. Now, Sophie Cunningham been on record even from last year talking about how impactful Caitlin Clark is, how well she brought into the league. Yeah, she also talked about, hey, other rookies in particular too. But she made it known that Caitlin Clark is the spearhead between everything that has happened with the WNBA. Now, Sophie Cunningham a couple of days ago took to she did an interview for Mirror US Sports and doing the March Madness Party Watch for Quest Nutrients. And she posted this. She said that she wants to win. She wants to win a championship. She's competitive. I'd do anything that the team needs. And we already know that a lot of people has signed up for the Fever, and the first thing they talked about, championships. They want to win another championship. They want to win another title. They want to win. They understand what the Fever franchise has become. They understand what the Fever franchise is all about and what they're trying to accomplish. And they want to be a part of something, great things ahead. Now, Sophie Cunningham has been on record to state that, she wants to win the title. And that's what one thing I kept telling people when the free agents that the Fever had signed, the first thing they talked about was winning a title, not facilities, not to just team up with other players. They want to win a championship. If you ain't talking championships, you don't need to be signing up to the Indiana Fevers. You know what I'm saying? If you want to win championships, plus you want to help the team grow and you want to be a part of what the Fever is trying to build, then it's for you. But nevertheless, a lot of the players that the Fever didn't sign, you could already look at them and tell from the standpoint how they talking. So, but Sophie Cunningham, what I'm saying, and I think when you have someone like that, not just Clark, but you have Leah Boston, who is also willing to do anything to win. And then you bring in experienced vets. That's just a recipe for success. Just like I stated, it's recipe for success because the fact of the matter is that these people want to win. They want to make sure that they do everything. Even not Sophie Cunningham, but Sydney Colson said that. She said, you got to be willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to be there for your teammates through everything. And one thing that the Indiana Fever did not do last year, there was only a few. When it came down to Caitlin Clark being fouled or whatever the case may be, even in the second half of the season, you seen Kelsey Mitchell started chipping it up with people. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know the team is coming together. We don't need nobody soft or scared to get into stuff, you know what I'm saying? But you want to make sure. So So Cunningham, she said, I look forward to sharing the court with Clark and believes that their styles perfectly complement each other. I'm excited to play with her. Cunningham added, absolutely. I think her passing ability is off the charts, and I'm excited to be that slasher and that shooter. For me, it's all about winning. And I also think it's all of us kind to have ours of mine. And she said she faced, Cunningham faced Clark for the last 3 seasons, 3 times in the last season, where the Fever beat the Mercury on each time. Since joining forces with the Fever, Cunningham revealed that she still hasn't met Clark in person. Wow, that's something I really haven't noticed yet. That since she's been there, they haven't practiced together or been there together yet. So hopefully soon. But there was one time that they were supposed to meet, but they end up going somewhere else, which is totally fine. Busy schedule. She says, I don't care. She understands the situation. Although their plans fell through, Cunningham also has been won over by Clark, as the pair have been texting frequently. But we have been texting quite a bit, and I think that she's just a good human. That's a word that um, Sophie used all the time, good human. And because the fact of the matter is that you, like I did in all of my videos, and I talk about how good natured Caitlin Clark is, how down to earth, how her core values is, no matter what scrutiny it is or that comes around her here and there or whatever she may say. But you got to understand, she's learning and she's young, but she's very mature to be at a very, very young age. You know what I'm saying? So, but to have veterans on her side to help guide her to understand everything and what Stephanie White and Kelly and Amber have done to bring this team together to help these young talented players grow is very, very beneficial for them going forward because eventually they're going to be the veterans and they're going to have young players coming in underneath them and they got to show them the way how to win and how to handle certain things that come with the territory of being successful or be a good player. So, so she said, Sophie also said, I think she's a funny person, which she is. She's very funny. So, but a lot of things that came down to it is that she said that I think she has a lot of wit in her. She's very knowledgeable. She's super young. She's one of my favorite cousins' ages. And so it's kind of weird. I'm like, oh, you like my little cousin. I mean, if you look at it, take her under your wing. But but I think that's kind of funny. In the case she also added, and I'm also a weird age too, where it's like we, I have a lot older people. I'm kind of in the middle, so forth and so on. But the thing about it is that when it comes down to what we're looking at here is the scrutiny that comes with of people not giving Caitlin Clark credit, not understanding the gravity that Caitlin Clark has bring to the WNBA. Sophie had to highlight that. And so I'm gonna go back to that one paragraph I had right there. And she had to highlight that because the fact of the matter is that she wanted to make sure that people understand it. She said, with each passing year, the WNBA is approving each rookie class and financial incentives as also set up the spike once the new collective bargaining agreement takes place in 2026. Now, Cunningham also, who's set to, play with Clark this year, she believes that anyone that expresses negativity towards her or other stars can't be for the W for the right reason. And then she went on to say in the next paragraph, she say, they have been trailblazers before them. And I think that they had given them no flowers, which Caitlin Clark has always given the the ones that came before her their flowers all the time. Whether if it's negative Nancy, Cheryl Swoops, Maya Moore, Candace Parker, whoever, before her. She's always given credit towards them, and that is the part that you can't people can't understand and fathom, that she should have been more embraced coming into the league because she embraced them. But that's just how it is. Like I said in my last video, they jealous because Caitlin Clark's stardom is universal. They're not on that same level, and they wish they was, but they can't handle it. So that's what that is about. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish reading this, and I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. So, and they pay their respects because they only here because of them. Again, this is what I always wanted. I wanted the attention, the platform, and now the rookie class, because of the amount of eyes, especially in college, in the college game has. And they brought that into the W, because you gotta think of it. With the NIL, the name, image, and likeness, you have a lot of social media buzz and a lot of followers. So you get, if you great and you good player, your followers is going to come with you no matter where you want, no matter where you're at. And that's what Caitlin Clark, you could put Angel Reese in there, you could put Camila Cardozo, Cameron Brink, all of them. They all had a following, and they brought it to the W. You know what I'm saying? It was a wave. The W never had nothing like this hit them, because even as popular as some of them in the W were, they didn't gain the attention like that. And that's where the jealousy comes in at, because they jealous of the popularity of the rookies that came in, and now the rookies that's coming by behind them have popularity as well, and it's going to bring more fans. But they think that they deserve whatever they're supposed to get because they felt like they've been slighted. But no, this class, this rookie class last year and this rookie class coming up, is the ones bringing more attention to the league. Caitlin Clark brought more attention by herself, a whole wave by herself, and then you sit here and think that she doesn't deserve the recognition, or it is not because of her. You're not really thinking clearly. So Sophie went on to say that, um, because of the amount of eyes, especially the college game has, she said, just think that if you're kind of being a hater or jealous, guess what? That's not in that you're not in it for the right reason, and you're not actually empowering these young athletes and women in the sport. For me, I think is kind of awesome. I think the more the merrier. I think if they're winning, we are winning. And at the end of the day, you're playing basketball for a living, and so you can't be that ungrateful. And to be honest with you, I had 100% agree with her, because the fact of the matter is, people, we look at it, we see it every day. We see it every day. And the one thing that I have noticed precisely with this is that it's a lot of jealousy, a lot of hating, because they don't. Again, Serena Renner said it best. She said they're mad because they can't do what you do. I just did a whole video on the master segment of it, talking about how everybody embraces Caitlin Clark for her own sport. If they let their guard down, embrace this girl and say, "Hey, we here. It's the wave. We have to ride this. We getting the attention." Because guess what? Nika Umake said it on her, talking to her sister on this platform I just did a segment on. She said she never thought she would have ever ride charter flights. So guess what? They say they had charter flights in the plane, but guess what? She's the president of the WNBA PA, and you didn't even know you was gonna get charter flights. That just goes to show you how more aware they really are of what's going on around them. Because the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, they need to be thankful they're ungrateful, because because once they move on and out the league, you think about this. Aja Wilson is going into her 8th season. She's about to be an 8-year vet, almost a 10-year vet in the next 2 years. How much play you think she's gonna have left in the league? How much winning championships you think she's gonna have left? Not many opportunities. Nika already in her 14th year. Brittany Griner on her way out. She's on her way out. A lot of these old heads that's in this league is really moving on. And it's going to be a young league. It's going to be the Caitlin Clarks, the Angel Reeses, the Cam Brings, the Juju Watkins, the Paige Beckers, the Haley Van List, so forth and so on. The Liver Miles, Hannah Hidalgo, all of these women is going to be running this league. And it's going to be the leadership because of Caitlin Clark. And I can guarantee you this, Caitlin Clark she will be the president of the WNBA PA. I bet money on that. Because once she gets on there, everything that's going to happen to the league is going to be because of her. From a player and to a board member or a member of that union. So anyway, if you like the video, continue to like, comment, subscribe. Until the next episode, Live Wire Sports, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.